So you have been thinking about coming to live in Spain. Maybe you started your own research, you surfed the internet, you had seen some videos, maybe some of our videos, and you are left with a question: how do you actually get into Spain? What's the best path for you, for your family to get into the country? Maybe you want to live here, maybe you want to do business, maybe you just want to come to study, maybe you are retired and you just need a plan to stay here for some time. All these questions we are going to answer today, and we are going to talk about the most common and popular routes. Some of them are known, others not so much. We're going to talk about everything, and this is kind of a more intimate conversation because we are going to focus it as one of our interviews we do here at ILLAY Legal. I'm Dario Sirsole, lawyer, managing partner here at ILLAY Legal, and we are going to conduct an experiment. I'm going to guide you through the typical logical process our attorneys follows when they're conducting an interview, so you can kind of repeat the experiment yourself and see where could you qualify in order to apply for one of the permits we offer over here. Some terminology before we start. Maybe you have been researching and you saw that we have permits to stay in Spain, we have residencies too, we have nationalities. The first point to clarify is that we have stay permit or touristic stay, Schengen visas, you could know them too, that are basically a permission to stay in the country for a certain amount of time. Typically, this is going to be for 90 days maximum of a time of 180 days. There are different types of staying visas, but this is typically done for people who just needs to travel into the country, maybe do some small activity here and go back to their home country. It's not going to be the main focus of this video. We are going to talk more about the residencies path we have, but it's important to know and understand the difference. It will come relevant later. Then we have residencies. This is already a higher degree of connection with the country, and it's typically for people who more permanently want to be in Spain. And finally, the last step is after you have a certain time of residency, or there are other routes too, you can achieve Spanish nationality. This is the ultimate goal for certain plans, and particularly for people from specific countries, this could be achieved in 2 years, or 3 if you take into account the processing time. So there is a way to actually become Spanish, have a Spanish passport, which leads to European residency that can be very beneficial for you. Stay tuned and let's analyze each of the cases. So the first thing you need to ask yourself is what actually connects you to Spain. If it's nothing, it's okay. There are routes for that. If there is something, and it could be a potential family member, a company, an employer, a business opportunity, all that could be useful to construct a strategy for you. Let's start analyzing case per case. Case number one. The first question you need to ask yourself is, do I have any family member or potential family in Spain? This could include your partners, boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage. If you have any ascendants like your parents, in some cases more distant relatives in the country, it could be useful in order to process what we call a family reunification. There are different types and it will work a little bit different if it's somebody from the European Union or a Spanish citizen. But generally speaking, if you have a family member which is already a resident in the country, you are going to have a path in order to get into the country. Some relatives are going to be easier, typically being a child or adult child of a resident here in the country or a Spanish person, or partners, and in some cases also grandparents could be useful. Most of you, maybe you're not in this category, but some of you will, and if that's the case, typically that's the starting point of any analysis. Second potential connection, let's talk about employment. Employment in Spain can have many routes in order to achieve a residency into the country. The most common ones are the ones that are processed under a law that is called 14/2013 because of when it was actually approved, and contains all the fast-track options. These are the high-skill visa, researcher's visa, audiovisual media sector residency permit, and other very specific authorizations. The key connection between all of them is that you will have some sort of contract, and in some cases could be even as a contractor, in order to get an employment here and actually reside based on that. So the next following question is, do I have any ability to achieve a contract here in Spain or not? Some of you will. Maybe your company already has some presence in the country and you could get transferred into here. Maybe you are doing some research on potential employments and you see yourself being hired here locally. All those could be potential options in order for you to get employed. Depending on the type of offer, the salary, there are going to be different paths. Potentially, you're going to have a fast-track option in order to get into the country and reside. Also, most of these options has the ability to include your family members here, so it's a very straightforward path if you want to move here with your family and complete your process over here. Third, maybe you don't have an employer, but you are going to be the employer in Spain. You are looking to do business, you want to conduct your operations here as a freelancer. Maybe you actually want to build a company. Maybe you're looking to purchase a business over here and be the director of that business. All that could lead into different options, from a self-employment basic residency to entrepreneur for people who is going to have a real innovative and economical impact in the country, to people who could be transferred in order to direct and manage companies that just purchases. This could be, for example, in the field of franchises here in Spain. It's a very common path in order to make a purchase agreement, be the manager of the company, and be moved into the country. There are all different routes if you're a business owner or you're looking into doing business in the country to actually achieve a residency. Curiously enough, there is no such a business visa in Spain. Maybe there are in other European countries, but there are very similar things or strategies that basically comply with that requirement. I will allow you to get a residency in order to manage your business in Spain. So the third question you need to ask yourself is if you will be that person here in the country. You will create employment, you will be the business manager, and you will be here participating in the economy. Fourth, digital nomad. I think this one has its own reputation and you already may have read about it, but of course it's one of the most popular options we have in the country because this one doesn't require any previous connection with Spain. With your income that you may have from a foreign company, could be based anywhere except in Spain, of a certain level. The minimum is around 2,890 euros approximately. But of course, if you have more family members, it can increase a little bit. But the idea is that as an employee or self-employed person, the process will work a little bit different, but you could get a residency in Spain in order to work remotely for a company that is based abroad. This option is limited to qualified profiles. This means that you either need to have a degree in the university or experience of 3 years as in a qualified position, and will allow you to also come with all your family members. So if you are in this bracket of income, your company has the ability, any program or optionality for you to work remotely, and you want to build your life in Spain while you work for that company that is based abroad, it's a perfect opportunity to achieve your residency, move here into the country, and have a flexible path into other routes in the future. Before continuing, if you are finding this video useful and the information may be of your benefit of somebody you know, please be sure to share the video, subscribe, and like it. The non-lucrative visa. This is a very common process. Most countries have something similar to this. It's also known as retiree visa, popularly known as that. It's basically a permit for people who will have passive income or savings. Anyway, they will have to prove where the money is coming from, but savings is also accepted. That allows you to basically reside in the country without being able to work, at least initially. The system has options for you in the future to transform that into something else. So for example, if you just want to have a sabbatical, settle in the country, and later change that, transform it into something else. You have the optionality to do it, but you don't have to. You could potentially just have your non-lucrative residency here, either because you are retired or maybe you are a business owner in another country and you're just here to reside, you don't need to work. You could perfectly do this, reside here with your family. This permit allows you to include all your family members from the beginning and enjoy the Spanish lifestyle while you basically have your passive income going in the background. The requirement, it will vary depending the amount of family members. We're going to leave it over here so you can check it, but you will see that starting from 2,400 euros, you can have that residency in Spain and enjoy the life over here without the need to work. Finally, the student path. This, I have to say, is a everyday more common route also to come into the country. This has been an example of effort from the European Union and also Spain in order to attract qualified people into the area. And basically, if you have the ability to enroll in any study that is considered superior, and that starts from vocational formation of higher degree, bachelor's, master's, postgraduates, even doctors, PhDs, of course, you can have a residency that allows you to stay in the country, work while you're studying, 30 hours per week part-time, and after you finalize your studies, you can get your full work and residency permit based on either a business plan or a work contract offer from the company. So it's an excellent path to get you started into the country. You get your formation going on. Meanwhile, you can test the market, see if you can get employed over here, or maybe you do your own business. And in the end, it leads into the path of residency. If you don't have any other alternative and you're still dreaming about coming to Spain, you can always do this one. It's something that only depends on you and your resources. You don't need anything else. Not only that, let's say you are a busy person, you don't want to dedicate yourself most of the time to study. There is also an option for you. If you are not from a country where Spanish is the mother tongue, you could come to study Spanish. And this little known topic, that if the Spanish course is imparted, is being taught by a superior education institution like a university, it's also considered a superior study, meaning that you could come into the country, just study Spanish, nothing super demanding from you, and with that achieve a full permit that allows you to work while you're studying, and after you finalize the Spanish course, you will have the opportunity to transform it into a work and residency permit. So if you went over all the video and you didn't find an option and you still want to come to Spain, you can always do this. So to wrap it up and give you some bonus information, what about taxes and nationality? Starting by taxes, have in mind that Spain is on average of European taxes. Depending where you're coming from, this is going to be maybe more or less of what you're actually paying. Have in mind that it's not as bad as people think, in the sense that it's your personal income that is going to be taxed. So for example, depending the structure you have, there may be efficient ways into coming into Spain. And the most efficient one is one called under the Beckham law, special tax regime. Basically, if you're coming into the country because you're going to be employed here, or you are a digital nomad that is employee of a foreign company, or you're going to come here into the direction of a business in the country as an administrator, you're going to have the ability to reduce your taxable income as labor to 24% flat and pay 0% of your passive income, avoiding also any wealth tax in those territories where we have it in Spain. If you're not in one of these situations, still there is potentiality for efficiency. Here at ILLAY, we also offer tax consultancy, so if you have any questions regarding that and tax is a relevant matter for you, of course we can help you analyze that. Then on the other hand, about nationality, as we mentioned initially, there's different ways into achieving nationality. One of the most common one, if you're watching this video, is going to be by residency. Most countries will require 10 years of residency in order to achieve nationality, but not all of them. If you are watching from any Latin American country, or you have passport from one of these countries, starting from Argentina, Paraguay, Bolivia, Mexico, it doesn't matter. Also, there are countries, for example, Brazil is considered Ibero-American, or even Puerto Rico. Even under an American passport, Puerto Ricans, national from Puerto Rico, they have the ability to achieve Spanish nationality in only 2 years. So if you are in this group, you have a very nice project you can do, basically with 3 years of residence in Spain, 2 waiting with your residency, the third one processing your nationality. You can finish that process with a Spanish passport with a lot of flexibility and optionality for you in the future. So I think in those cases, it's even more attractive to choose Spain over other countries, because you will have access to a very good project that finalizes with a price that is going to be very valuable for you and your family in the future. So if you have been following all the information in this video, hopefully you found your path into coming to Spain. If you have any questions or any doubts, of course, don't hesitate booking a consultation with us. Me and my team are going to gladly attend you, analyze your case, and come up with a plan for you. You will find all the relevant information in the description of these videos. If you enjoy it, please like, subscribe, share it, and we are going to stay in touch.